These videos are brought to you by MSCCasino.com and the Macau Sporting Club. MSCCasino.com. Check it out.
You are watching Sports Matters TV.
Okay, guys, welcome to our Sports Matters special. As I was just saying before we came on camera, myself and John, we've met like over the years numerous times, but it's been about 4 years since we met on camera via the Macau Casino Cork. 2.5 years since we did a big interview via FightCon. Everything John has predicted has come true, and I always said John's going to be the first Cork man to fight in UFC. It's just around the corner, a massive weekend I always say you're living the life, John. Every time I'm on Instagram, you're out in the sun, you're sparring with the best of the best, you're around the best of the best, you're living the dream. But first of all, it's fight week. How is preparation going ahead of a massive weekend?
Yeah, it sounds like a cliche that every fighter says, but fight camp's gone amazing because I was originally ready for January. That's why I stayed out here over Christmas, but the fight got pushed to February and then I got pushed to March. So I've been ready for so long now, I couldn't be more ready. So
definitely, John. And you're obviously rare. And look, we know it's been a shit two years, lockdown, kind of pandemics and stuff. But obviously, out your direction, things are a bit kind of calmer and stuff. But you've been sparing away. We've seen you with McGregor, Darren Till. What's it been like, helping McGregor along the way, and of course doing stuff with Darren Till?
It was unreal, man. Like both of the lads were gents, but the main thing it showed for me personally was it showed my level. You know what I mean? Like I was very happy how I did in both those spars, and it like strengthened my resolve. It kind of proved to myself what I knew already. My coaches back home be saying that like I'm ready for the top level lads in the sport, and I knew that anyway. But now I'm absolutely certain of it. So it was great. It was amazing, and also I learned loads off both of them. And the biggest thing I learned off both of them is their composure. So yeah, it was amazing.
And McGregor was full of praise for you. Look, we know he's a very kind of I wouldn't say a private man, but like he does his own thing. But he had up pictures of you on Instagram. The boy Mitchell. He's a big fan of you, John.
Yeah, it was great. Like he was a gent, and I think it was that thing. Like him and Darren Till were impressed with me because I don't think I took a back step for either of them. I fought them as hard as I'd fight anyone else. So I think I earned their respect the hard way. So it was great. I had a lot of time for both of them. They both treated me really well as well. And as well, Darren gave me a great shout out on his Instagram as well after.
And Darren's in a really good place at the moment. Obviously, we know he's had a kind of tough couple of years, but like. The guy is definitely destined to be world champion. He's in a really good place at the moment. He's kind of been out your direction training. Obviously, it'll be good to see Darren on the up again.
Unreal. And what impressed me the most about Darren Till is like he's a superstar. But he came in, man, as humble as anyone. Such a messer, such a joker. And like everyone knows he can knock you out with his left hand. He's got a killer of a left hand. But he was wrestling. He was practicing his wrestling with all of us. Like he was shooting on us. He was going for takedowns. It was unreal to see that even at that highest level of sport, he wasn't set in his ways. He was trying something new.
Definitely. Now, life is different from Cork out that direction. As you say, look, you're in the best gyms. You're training people. You know what I mean. You're teaching your trade. But obviously, when we spoke last, I think you just kind of moved out there. But obviously, you've settled in. I don't think we're going to get you back to Cork anytime soon, are we, John?
No, I'm here for the future anyway. I think like Dubai's my home now. But I love Cork to bits. Like I love my coach back home, my family and stuff, my friends. For the first time in a year and a half, I'm actually heading back to Cork for 2 weeks after this fight. But Dubai has me now. Unfortunately, I'm here to stay.
Definitely, we'll have to get an after party sorted for Cork. I know you'll be back soon, but we'll have to get the John Mitchell party in Cork. Maybe Soho Bar or somewhere nice.
Yeah, maybe somewhere nicer.
I agree.
Like a few of my, huh?
I agree. There's so many places in Cork that want to see you. You know that.
Yeah, that's a lot of my friends. Like my best friends work in what's Clancy's and they work in Reardon's. So definitely I'll be calling back into them when I'm back. You'll
be a busy man, and like obviously you miss Cork, John. Look, you've learned the graft in Cork. Your coaches are back in Cork, and you've such a fan base in Cork. But obviously, it's always great to see that support in Cork, John.
It's amazing, like that's why. Like if you look at any of any of my posts, I'm always saying Cork first. Do you know what I mean? Because like one thing about Cork is the support's always unreal. And one thing that I find great about, like, I'm so more so nearly being proud for being from Ireland, I'm proud for being from Cork. You know what I mean? Because like that's where I learned everything. That's where I developed myself fully. And it's just out in Dubai, I get to show that to the world. Like I'm developing out here too, of course. But like even in Cork, you know, when people are doing well, we always get behind it. Like, you know, you got Tommy Hyde making his pro debut in Cork. You got Steve Cairns he's making waves. He's signed to Probellum now, and I couldn't be more excited for them. You know what I mean? Like Cork's amazing for the sport. I think we always come together. And like one thing that's touching is as I go into the fights, I get floods of messages from people in Cork. You know, so it's
the fan base is huge. You know, we know that the Cuban Mike the Rebel Perez is fighting this weekend too, so we'll be watching that as well. But obviously life in Dubai is a lot different. You know what I mean? It's you know, it's definitely a step up, John. Is it? Like obviously, there's, you know, the elite will train out that direction, and you've seen it with your eyes.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, like definitely you get elite training partners, you get elite sparring and unreal like lads from all the way over here. But like still a lot can be said for everything Aaron McGuire ever taught me. You know, like I think Aaron will come out here and give every single one of them trouble. You know what I mean? So like great things can come from Cork as well. But now that I'm out in Dubai, I get to show how great Cork is. You know.
Why won't Aaron go out there? I think I said it to him one day, because why'd you go out to John and get a bit of sun on you, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's got that Cork colour. You know, he could do a bit of a can line maybe if you went out that direction.
Yeah. So after a year and a half, I finally have Jack McGuire coming out here in April, and I can't wait to see him. And maybe when Jack comes back reporting good things, maybe I'll get Aaron out here. But it'd be a stretch.
Jack might stay out there. I think he'll see a bit of sense and he'll say, "Look, I'm not going back to Cork." I think he'll have a bit of sense from surely.
Yeah, mate, we'll see. I'll try and make him drink the Dubai Kool-Aid when he comes out here anyway, get him to stay.
I love it, John. No, it's a massive week, John. Look, we're seeing it all on the website, the Instas, you know, one of the biggest organizations in the world, you know, a triple header all this weekend. You know, you've got a massive one. Etihad, a well-known arena to the world of MMA. Obviously, you're looking forward to putting on a clinical show, as always.
I can't wait. I think I'm so blessed in this sport because I genuinely love to fight. So you know what I mean? The fact that I get to do it in a bigger arena on a bigger stage makes it all the better again. So I'm living for it. That's all I can see now.
And like the promotion, they know how to put on a show. We know it's on UFC Fight Pass. Dana White knows the story. The boy Mitchell is on that card. We have to get it on Fight Pass. But look, spectacle-wise, it's huge. They're, you know, a huge organization. It must be great to be part of it.
It's unreal. And like UAE Warriors are an amazing promotion to fight on. By far the best promotion I've ever fought on by a country mile. And they treat you so well. They look after you. Like even the hotel they're getting me to stay at is probably the best hotel I've ever stayed at in my life. Like, you know what I mean? Like they have everything ran to a T. They're always on time. They promote their fighters well. Their safety protocols are second to none. But then they don't do it in like a forcing way. You know what I mean? So I'm very, very happy to be on UAE Warriors.
Definitely. And like, for fight week in general, John, is it just more cut and weight, or like, you know, because obviously the hard work goes in, I suppose, it's always kind of the week up to the fight week, but you're looking $1 million, so obviously you're on track and you're good to go.
I'm good to go, yeah. I'm my weight's in a good position. Yannick McGee is certain of that. Like I train my ass off, so like my body composition is the best it's ever been for this fight. We've done a lot of tests coming up to it. What's the only difference in this fight week is now that we're moving up in the stage, like there's a lot more media to it. For example, like I've more interviews this week. I have a press conference. We have the face off, which I'm very much looking forward to. And you know this, and we're doing this thing called like the UAE Warriors Embedded. So like a guy Tarek's been following me around with the camera all the time, getting behind the scenes footage. But it's cool because, you know, I always looked at these UFC Embeddeds, and I know I've been saying it to you for years. I always saw myself doing this stuff anyway. So this is training wheels to the bigger promotion to where I'm going, you know.
Definitely. No, your name is always linked to UFC. I know you're not really in a rush. I know you're loving the trade. You love fighting in general, but obviously, look, first Cork man to fight in the UFC, John, it's surely going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, like that's the goal. But like you said there, like I'm just in love with the trade. So the thing about this that I think another lad said to me in an interview, which was a very good point, is I'm not in this just to be a flash in the pan. Yeah. I'm not in it just like to be get in, do okay and be out of the UFC. I'm in it to be the contender to go in and hurt people and to fight the best lads in the world. So I'll go in whenever my management, my coaches think I'm ready, you know. Be it in my next fight they send me in, then I'm good to go. You know what I mean? If they say it's in 6 fights, then I'm good to go. You know what I mean? I listen to the people around me.
That's the best way to be. And titles are obviously on the agenda. You want titles, like you want all the titles, you know what I mean? Not just one, all the titles. But obviously your opponent, you've obviously, about him, we've seen him on Instagram. I've had a little sneak preview. I think it doesn't look too tough. I think you're going to demolition job, I think, in my opinion. But look, you can never underrate an opponent. He is a tough cooking. Obviously, you will have a really good battle on your hands.
For sure, you know what I mean. If you like one thing about me is it's like a Cork thing. When I was amateur, I fought all the best guys. My last 4 fights were no slouches at all. The last lad I fought, Natellis, he had titles as a professional. You know what I mean. The guy before that, 72 pro fights as a glory kickboxer. So like with this guy, he's experienced. He's KSW fighter. He was fighting before I even threw my first punch. So it's going to be a good hard fight, but it's nothing that I haven't seen before and nothing I'm not ready for. And I'm going to go out and try blow the chin off him. So yeah.
Definitely, and you're always in a good fight, John. There's never a bad fight. Every fight's good. I remember seeing you in Cage Warriors. I've seen you, pretty much everywhere. I'm not going to be watching the fight this weekend, but you're always in a good scrap. It's always, in my opinion, the fight of the night.
Yeah, that's it. Like it's just my fighting style. Like I'm going to go forward, whether it's boxing or wrestling, where I'm going to push the pace, and something's going to come from that. For sure.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Now we're going to obviously have the links, Fight Pass for all the fans in Cork. Across Ireland, we'll have all the link ups as well. But you have a great team around you, John. Obviously, a great team is a big thing, and you know what I mean. You've got a great support unit around you, so obviously that's a big thing for an elite fighter, because we've seen how hard it is. You make that debut. Sometimes people haven't got the support. Sometimes you're driving yourself to a fight, and you're driving yourself home. But obviously, you've got that network around you. Obviously, that's a big thing, John.
It's amazing. Like I've got an amazing team here. They're like family already. You know what I mean? I've amazing management back home. I have an amazing team. Like they're once again, they're not friends, they're family as well. And then you got all of Cork. You know what I mean? So I'm in no shortage of motivation or support for this fight, and I never have been. So
you can see that. Now, John, what's your prediction ahead of the weekend? Can you give us a little prediction? You're always good to give me a prediction.
I think I genuinely just, and I'm not saying this out of cockiness, I'm saying it out of how hard I've worked. I think I'm going to put it on this man. He's going to get tired and I'm going to finish him. That's my plan for this fight. So, it's just going out and doing it now.
Definitely. And obviously you said you're going to come back to Cork. So are you back to Cork in May at the summertime, or is it straight after the fight?
April 1st to April 15th, I'll be there, Jerry. So be ready.
I'll see you. The after party is going to happen, and then that contract is going to be on the table for maybe a title shot. Or who knows, maybe UFC, maybe Dana White's is going to want to get you over there straight away. Offer you $500,000 for 1 or 2 fights, and look, the world is your oyster. Happy days. There's a few lads I'd like to fight in the UFC as well right now, so perfect. I love it. Now, last of all, look, you know what I mean? It's always good to give credit to all the props in Cork. To all the crew back in Cork that will be watching the fight this weekend, what you have to say to them? I said, thanks very much for the support. So far it means the world to me, lads. And as always, I'm going to make you proud. I promise. John, it's an honor as always, my man. It's a privilege. I'm sure we're going to be doing many more interviews over the next 20, 30 years. All the belts in the background, all the money hidden away in a couple of offshore accounts. Happy days. Happy days. That's for damn sure, Jerry. That's for sure, yeah. John, it's an honor, my man. And we're looking forward to the weekend. We'll have all the links up for the fight, the UFC Fight Pass. Thank you. Perfect, Jerry. Thanks. Be sure to check out and support all our media partners. Sports Matters, bringing the sports home.